Hello again and welcome back to my channel. If any of you have noticed, I've taken a few weeks out. I went away, now I'm back and we've come back with new and improved content. And one subject matter I really like to speak on are worldviews and topics. I believe they're all about elevation and understanding your surroundings and respecting your environment. So today I wanted to do a video on English culture, because something that I have seen that is happening quite frequently is a lot of people like to use the argument that England itself does not have any culture, which is so far from the truth, it's unreal. And I think what's happened is because there's only a limited amount of history that is taught in schools about England, people just naturally assume that England doesn't have any culture, and because they believe that, then that's when they tend to abuse England and everything it stands for. When I was growing up, the most that I remember learning in history was a small amount about Shakespeare, and the rest of it was always about slave trade. So then it gives you the stigma of when you think of England, you connect it to slave trade and the slave trade only. And that's all they done was take on slaves and abuse them, and that was it. You don't learn about the abolishment of slavery and how England had participated in that. You don't hear about many other arts, literature, culture, foods, volunteering, things that we stand for. The reason why St. George's, the cross, our values, and because they are disappearing, this is why there is so much friction that is going on globally. So I thought it'd be a good idea. I don't know if I'll do another video or just leave it as one, but I thought maybe do a few videos to start off on going into English culture and what it actually is. Britain is rich in culture and history. Every time you go into the West End and you go into the theatre, that is part of British culture. Every time that you hear things going on in the monarchy or you go past Westminster, that is part of British culture. When you go to the seaside and decide to get a Cornish pasty or some fish and chips, this comes under British culture. And then you have arts and literature that isn't just Shakespeare. You have many other artists out there. You have J.M.W. Turner, who was born in 1775 till 1851, and he was one of England's greatest painters, and he was known as the painter of light. But you don't hear about these people because it's like we don't know, we're not educated on Britain or its culture. And I think in further videos I am thinking to take each person and do a topic on them so you understand where they played a role in England and Britain. There were people like William Blake, 1757 to 1827. He was an English poet, painter and visionary. He was known for work like Songs of Innocence and Experience, and he was considered the founding father of Romanticism. And when you go into things like music, you have the Beatles, you have pop music. This is from England. This is from Britain. You also have people like David Bowie. You know, he was very controversial. And anytime you have artists that were big and controversial, they shape the country. You know, it's not just, they're just not making songs. So it was just giving you a small video on the things that are actually that England do have. Because a lot of people say they don't have any culture, they don't have this. That's not true, because I've just given you a snippet of a couple of things that England has without going into it in depth, because I want to see how this video does to show you that there is much culture, history, foods and traditions and values in England and Britain. We also have just everyday culture like pubs. Pubs are places that we all come together to talk. That's what they're for. It's for community. So we'd all come together and we would go have somewhere we could go and talk and speak and, you know, drink at the same time. That's why England is known for its pubs. Tea drinking tea. England is known for drinking tea. This is part, if you are drinking tea, you are taking part in English culture. because these are things that we do. Our humor, we're known to have very dark, sarcastic humor. That is part of English culture. We're known to have a very English sense of humor. If you are from England, you are going to adopt quite a dark sense of humor. We just laugh about anything that is happening. Regardless of what is going on, we will find the funny side in it. And that's why we tend to have quite a dark sense of humor. And people don't believe that we have values, but politeness and having emotional reserves is from England. It's an English thing that we have, and what we do. And our biggest one, and the reason why there is so much friction here, is fair play. And in England, we have not been seeing fair play from anyone else that is not actually respecting the country. And that is where the frustration and anger is coming from, because we have strong values and beliefs in fair play. And if things are not fair and things are tipping, this is why you're going to get a lot of anger from England, because you're going against their values. Because if things are not fair and they're not balanced and they're not equal, you will see another side to England, and that's what you're receiving now. Community used to be a huge part of England, and volunteering when there was a crisis. But where we just don't know each other anymore, and we're separating from another, these values are disappearing. This is what's happening because we don't recognize each other. We're not speaking the same language. There's so much diversity that we are losing community. We don't want to help one another because of there's no fair play. So with no fair play, there's no community and there's no volunteering, because you're dealing with an English stiff, upper-lipped individual who will not have it. So I just thought, let me do my first video. I didn't want to go in depth in any one subject, but if you'd like me to go into depth on any one subject, whether it's the Beatles, whether it is Shakespeare, whether it's art or literature, whether it is volunteer, whatever it is, please like, comment, share, subscribe, and just write a little comment below your interest, what you'd like me to break down, because I thought, let's try this, see how it goes, put out a tester, and just let you know that England is rich in culture and history. And this was a quick video. I could put so much more out, but I just wanted to see how this would go, because I want to start explaining that there's a reason why England is fighting so hard. They don't want to let go of these things that we've been built up for so many years. It's not based on hate. It's not based on racism. It's not based on disliking anybody else, but it's about keeping the things that we know are part of our English heritage and culture and Britain itself. So if you like the video, please comment, and I'll see you next time.